Good morning, everybody. So I'm feeling a lot more rested today, And yeah, so let's get the intro out the way. So if you're here and you're new, let me just break it down for you very quickly. We are learning the Swift programming language, and while I am not entirely a beginner, I think I'm beginner enough such that a true beginner could follow along, from episode one, not from this point. From episode one and get the same benefits that I'm getting. So I'm just saying, I think I have a little bit of extra knowledge that I can glean from the book and from my work experience. I've written programs before, but mostly data centric, whereas, Swift, at least in my eyes, for what I'm going to use it for, we're going to be building iOS apps, desktop applications, stuff like that. Right. So anyway, we're learning the programming language Swift. After this, we're going to learn SwiftUI, which is a framework of Swift for building interfaces. And after that, we're going to dig into, so the book that we're using is the Big Nerd Ranch Guide. So after we're done with this and SwiftUI, we're going to move on to the Big Nerd Ranch Guide for iOS programming, which will be more focused on actually working with Apple's platforms. So we'll learn, frameworks, APIs, all that jazz. And then after that, we're going to actually get into building a product that I will eventually release unto the world, and it's going to upend all these bastard, overly expensive, way too shitty dollar to value ratio ERP products. I'm looking at SAP. I'm looking at Sage. I'm looking at AccountMate. I know you never heard of it, but I've worked with it. I'm looking at Dynamics. Dynamics actually that might actually be at least in my view. So I worked in the biz all in and around the ERP space for, let's just call it 10 years. And yeah, really and truly, I mean, I know Microsoft gets a lot of hate, but hey, man, value is value, so I can understand if something is imperfect. It's always going to be, especially software. But to just gouge the consumer like they do, it's crazy. The consumer space is so far ahead of the kind of shit that you got to work with when you work in and around enterprise anything. Just that fucking word, enterprise. So, kiddies get everybody has to be in the mix. There's all this waste. It's the fucking opposite of lean, even though anywhere you go, they're talking about lean and fucking agile and whatever, man. It's all just, well, not all of it. There's good people out there. There's good business out there. I understand that. But I'm focusing in on just where we've let software get. And I want to do something while I'm still young enough to do it. I want to fight against that. I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of it. And not only that, this of course is not I am not some, I'm no savior. I'm no hero. I'm not benevolent. I have my own agenda, of course. Yeah, I want to make money off the software, of course. But there was a particular video that really impacted me. And with the timing of all of this, and now that I have time to sit and really master this stuff, that's what we're doing. We're going to master Swift. We're going to master iOS programming. And then we'll go master something else after we build the thing. But the thing is, I saw this video. What's the guy's name? DHH? Is that his name? DHH? I don't know his real name, but I know his initials. The dude that wrote Rails, Ruby on Rails, right? I think he did that. I'm pretty sure he did that, but I know he has a company, and I got exposed, or I found out who he was. You guys probably heard of the Primogen, big time streamer, ex Netflix engineer. He's hilarious, man. But anyway, I heard of DHH through him. And one of the videos that I saw from DHH recently, maybe it was like a year ago now, I'm not sure. But, they being his company, published this article about how much money they were wasting on the cloud and AWS and all that jazz. And so they famously, went back to on-prem of their own volition, and that's been a success for them. So I was interested to just kind of follow along, just because clearly, the man knows business and has the balls to publicly make these kinds of moves. And so, it's intriguing, if nothing else. And so a little while later, he put out this video. It's on YouTube. You can find it if you're interested. And he's talking about, he basically spoke to my soul. He's speaking for a lot of us, I think, but he's basically saying now people are fucking tired of having to pay a subscription for everything. You got to pay a fucking subscription for everything. Everything. I went to this website the other day. It was a cloud converter platform that I've used for a while. You know those websites, they just kind of stay in the back of your head. You never really think to you don't think enough of them to even make it a bookmark. You're just like, I'm gonna one-off use it, but you keep, every few months maybe you need to go back and use that thing, and you just think of that website, you go back. Well, there's this Cloud Convert. I think it's called Cloud Convert, something like that. I don't know, but I mean, even they wanted me to fucking subscribe now suddenly. It used to just be you pay a flat fee. They give you a list. Okay, you got this file. You want to convert it to this file? We can do that. How big is the file? Okay, here's your rate, and that's it. Now they want you to subscribe. Why the fuck would I? Why? Why? So anyway, I get why from their perspective. Okay, let's not be a dunce about it. I'm not trying to say that there's too much incentive. So I understand the motivation, but if people start talking with their wallet, they'll stop doing that shit. Or because I think what we've learned, what we've all taught ourselves is we don't hate it enough to not do it, because we keep fucking doing it. We keep paying for it. We keep paying for more streaming services. We keep subscribing to this shit and that shit and that shit. And now we got 18, 36. I saw a YouTube video. This guy had 52. He went through his subscription, he had 52. Made me feel better about myself. But I still have entirely too many. Well, actually, now I don't, because I went through the process and chopped them off. But there's a mental game that they play with you, without a doubt, because I felt like I was losing something. And I never even used some of these services. I literally never touched after that first encounter. So, I mean, I hate to make myself look foolish, but I think it's important to point out these behaviors, because you have to take the time to point them out, but you need the awareness first. And this is important. And this is something that I think benefits everybody. So the software that I'm going to build, we're going to do it the right way. What's the right way? The right way is they're going to be offline first applications, every single one of them. Okay? Offline first. They will have they'll operate on the paradigm of eventual consistency, right? Say what you will about that approach. I don't care. I have done much research. I have decided that for what I want to build, that is the approach that I want to take. And not only that, it aligns with my, I guess you could call it, my business ethics. It aligns with that. And frankly, just from my programmatic ego, I don't want some shit turd app that's slow, and you're just not going to get the best performance if you're going over the wire for your data. You're just not. You're just not. I want fast applications that people can rely on, that are legit tools they can use, whether they have an internet connection or not. I love that. I see a lot of people also building applications like this, and I love that. And I also see, more recently, I think what's really going to enable this, I've seen a lot of progress in the way of more and more tools are looking for better solutions to handle background sync processes with, SQLite. That's a very popular one. You can do it with other databases, but SQLite is the bar, basically. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. That's the reason that we're here. If that interests you, stick around. We're going to hop into this and just start well, continue to learn Swift. If you want to get caught up, all of these videos are they're all on X currently, starting from episode 5, so 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They will also be on the YouTube channel, which this is, if you want to go ahead and give me. Oh, wait, that's not even the same. God damn it. I am all disorganized. Never mind. I was going to show you my tags, but that's fine. Obviously, if you're seeing this video, just hit the sub button and that solves the problem. Okay, so if you want to follow along, learn it with me. I'm going to need Swift devs by the time I get through all this. And this is not going to be a slow process. I mean, we're talking minimally months, maybe a year, maybe longer. But I would encourage you that if you do want to make a change, if you want to learn a new skill, anything like that, you can do it, and you can do it with me. You're going to have to put up with me, but you can do it with me. And at the end, if you feel like if you feel like you are a competent Swift developer, at least to the extent that one can be without ever having had real world experience, but at least you've taken the time and applied yourself to learn it. If you feel like that, man, reach out to me. I'm going to need people, and it's going to be a big benefit if people, I don't want to necessarily say fans because that just seems like the incorrect framing, but if you like what you're hearing, if you like what I'm about, and if you like what I'm talking about, because eventually you guys will see the application. We're going to build the whole, the data, the schema, um, the whole thing, right? You'll see the whole thing. So you'll get to see what you might be a part of. So I'm interested to see, will that actually happen? For whatever reason, in my, nerd fantasy brain, that just sounds kind of cool. Like, oh yeah, this dude, we learned it together. I didn't know who he was, but he was watching my stream. Then he reached out. Now he's my lead dev. You know what I mean? Isn't that a nice story? That would be a nice story. Okay, whatever. Just forget the whole thing. No, I'm kidding. All right, but yeah, let's get started. So, oh, one more quick thing, so I don't have to say it at the end. I also stream Halo every night, almost every night, basically every night. So if you like Halo, I also do that. I'm trying to get my skills back. So if you want to follow along there, you can search this. I'll just do this real quick, and I swear I'm gonna get started. But yeah, because you're not gonna see this one. So this is my YouTube channel, Nico X Gameplays, if you want to watch there. All right, enough self-promotion. Time to get to more self-beneficial things. That didn't make sense. All right, now then, where were we? Yesterday, boy, I can't wait to get out of this squeaky ass chair. We did, oh, this was the breakdown of substrings. So yesterday, yeah, I'm gonna scroll up and look back here just to get a refresher because, oh, that's right. We did a lot of string manipulation and we had to account for the fact that I believe I highlighted it somewhere, but effectively defining or using subscript and indices against strings is handled differently as opposed to numeric ones. And that's what it was showing us yesterday. But we had to do, this here. So they showed us how to drill down and that, start index and all of these dot notations. These are all subtypes of the string type in Swift. And so it's showing us these very common applications or common use cases and applications of the subtypes and how to handle strings, since much of what we do will be string manipulation. So that's what we focused on. Okay. So I'm saying that more to myself than to you guys. And yeah, you'll also notice that, well, never mind. Okay. Print tail. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back then. So I just wanted to I feel like I got 60% of what was there yesterday, but that's okay because eventually we'll get to a point where we're actually building stuff, and then we'll, any kind of understanding that truly is not there, we'll find out, and then we'll just come back and do it again. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay, for more curious option, no, we did that. Let's go down to, so I wanted to save that. There's another one for the more curious. For the more curious. Oh, substrings and multi-line strings. Okay. All right. Okay. No, we did that too. This is where we were. Okay, my bad. All right. Okay. Part 3, collections and functions. Can you imagine being a voiceover guy to read those audiobooks that are actually voiced over by real human beings, how they used to do it? That's a lot of talking. Okay, part 3, collections and functions. As a programmer, you will often have a collection of related values that you keep together. This part of the book will introduce you to Swift's collection types, which help you do this. Related values you need to keep together. Right. And okay, yeah. And we learned yesterday that collections in Swift is more of an umbrella term. It's not a direct primitive that you interact with. It encompasses maps and arrays and other stuff. But yeah. Wait. This part of the book introduces the concept of optionals in Swift. I've heard much about them. I'm excited. Optionals play an important role in the language and provide a mechanism to represent the concept of nothing in a safe way. Okay. As you will see, how Swift deals with optionals highlights the language's approach to writing safe and reliable code. Finally, these chapters describe how to use the system. I forgot one thing. I forgot my background music. Wait. I get so annoyed with Mac OS. Why wouldn't that open the window? If I switch to the fucking app, don't you think I might want to see the actual application? So fucking stupid. See, I minimize it and then I switch to it and it doesn't call open the fucking window. Pardon my French. I really don't I don't like Mac OS. I just think it's incredible to me how a company can produce such incredible hardware and then just beef on the whole operating system. No, it's crazy though. Seriously, it really is crazy. All right, let me just get some light, copyright-free background music going. My favorite, the beats here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Pipe that shit, baby. You gotta pipe that shit. You blot that shit. That's Alpaca. That's a good movie. Now I gotta also tell this thingy that I want to output and monitor. You let him hit it raw. Now you have second thought. No. Oh wait, didn't have second thought. Stupid ass song. Monitor and output. And sorry if y'all hear noise. This big fucking whale above me walking around. With no regard for their neighbor. So fucking annoying. Okay. Now then, back to peaceful things. Part 3, collections and programs. Collections and functions. As a programmer, you often have a collection of related values that you need to keep together. This part of the book will introduce you to Swift's collection types, which help you do this. This part of the book also introduces the concept of optionals in Swift. Wait, I read this. Okay, it handled the concept of nothing in a safe way, right? Finally, these chapters describe how to use the system functions provided by Swift to transform and understand your data, as well as how to create your own functions to accomplish your goals. Now we're talking, baby. Let's get to some functions. That's the kind of shit I can understand, because that's effectively how I wrote Go. Every chance I got, everything was a function, because the shit just makes sense to me. But okay, so number eight, arrays. An important task in programming is to group together logically related values. For example, imagine that your application keeps lists of a user's friends, favorite books, travel locations, and so on. I can't get it together. All right. I was drinking that water and I remembered that I dropped my creatine behind the TV. Oh, it's so good. That's a face of enjoyment. What are you talking about? You let him hit it raw, didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Hold on one sec. Alright, sorry, I had to reach greater heights. Okay. An important task in programming is to group together logically related values. For example, imagine that your application keeps lists of a user's friends, favorite books, travel locations, and so on. It is often necessary to be able to keep those values together and pass them around your code. Collections make these operations convenient. Swift has a number of collection types. The first we will cover is called array. An array is an ordered collection of objects or values. This word, the bane of my existence. Because it is ordered, each position in an array is identified by an index. Yes, we saw this yesterday with strings. Arrays are typically used when the order of the values is important or useful to know. Okay. That's one of those things where I feel like I knew that, but still. Oh, I need to get rid of my pencil just in case. I'm putting the really hot shit down, pen to paper. Pencil to paper. So that's just. I'm a millennial, okay? Fuck off. All right, so the items in a Swift array can be of any type. Objects and values alike. Okay. And while all the elements of an array must be of the same type, oh, they can't commingle. Okay, so just one type per array, but arrays can handle all types. Is that what we're saying? Arrays, the items is Swift array can be of any type. Okay, yeah. So any type, but only one type per array. Any type. Interesting. Man, you know what? Real quick aside, another book that I want to take us through after iOS that I've been listening to. So this will be a little bit of a different experience, but I want to mention it now in case any of you want to also pick this up, because I think this is one of those books where it'll be beneficial irregardless of whether you're learning another language or don't know shit. You know, it's just a great book. But anyway, this is, well, I have it on Audible, but you can buy it just as a book too. Oh, what am I saying? I have a physical copy. It's this one. It's hard to find. I could not find it for the longest time. That's why I got the audiobook, but now I actually kind of prefer it. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, baby. This bad boy here. I'm sure you've heard about it or seen it. Stupid glare. Designing data-intensive applications. I'm sure I bought the book just honestly to support the author, because I already had the audiobook when I finally found this physical copy. But either way, man, highly recommend picking this up, because this is probably the most pragmatic book you could buy given the current landscape. Like, so much of what I was doing when I was a DevOps engineer for a number of years is in here, and you can learn great fucking principles from what is just in here, and you'll be able to talk, technology in today's speak, basically using today's dialect. You know what I mean? And not only that, it's not just about information. It shows you practical application as well. Great fucking book, man. I really have a lot of respect for this guy. I think of him as, I don't know who the narrator is, but everything about it, the content, the style, it's just great how the information is presented to you. Because this is honestly, even though I have a ton of them, I have a ton of audiobooks, technology audiobooks, I can honestly say without any bias whatsoever, because it's easy, because it's literally the only one. It's the only programming book in audio format that I've actually been able to learn from. And that's been true. And I've been, every night I fall asleep to it, so I got to go back and find the spot where I kind of left off when I fell asleep. But I'm retaining the things that I'm learning from the book. It's reinforcing things that I already knew from my experience. And there's a ton of aha moments for me where I'm thinking, damn, I was not doing it right. But yeah, just check this book out. This is a great book. Great book. All right. And like I said, that's ancillary knowledge, so don't feel like it's gonna muddy really anything we're touching on here, because they're just two totally separate domains, but there's a synergy there. So when they just fucking no, I'm playing, but seriously, go get the book. All right. I would never misguide you guys, because I know it's hard, baby. We work hard for the money, so I wouldn't tell y'all to spend something on some bullshit. Let me spend the money on bullshit, because I'm real good at that. But you wouldn't believe, I have a library that would blow your mind. How many have I read? I don't know, 20%. It's not all interesting, but it's, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. The items in a Swift array can be of any type. And while all the elements of an array must be of the same type, they do not need to be unique. I read that. I actually changed this font to be, they have one called dyslexia, whatever. I'm not certain that it helps, because it still just happens to me. So pardon any misreads, because I certainly do suffer from that. I didn't want to admit it for a long time, but sometimes it just slaps you in the face. Okay, a value can appear multiple times in an array. To get started, create a new macOS playground called arrays. Okay, this will be the easiest thing we do all day. blank Mac OS. Yep. Arrays. And I mark it with my learning tag and create. Okay. And why does it do that? Let's save. And then using Mac OS's awesome fucking window navigation, I just gotta manually pull it back over. Great. Okay, now where were we? Okay, we got the arrays one. Creating an array. In this chapter, you'll create an array that represents your bucket list. The things you would like to do in the future. Begin by declaring your first array. And if you're wondering, the reason I highly recommend this book as well, the Big Nerd Stop, what I like about these, because I get so frustrated with this from other tutorials and whatnot, when they show you code examples, they show you the entire code example in a relevant way so you know what you need to change. Like in this sense, you know, strike through hello playground because that put it there by default. Like it's nice to see it, but at first glance you might think, oh wow, it's not really that difficult. No, obviously not with 2 lines, but when it gets longer and longer, it's extremely appreciated, and it's one less thing you got to worry about when you're learning. You can just focus on the learning and not trying to decipher what the author may have meant. So yeah, support good work, people. Pay for good work. Here you create a new variable called bucket list. So we haven't seen this syntax yet. These not in this way, so that's interesting. So we know that, okay, I'm talking to myself a bit here, but we know that this, from the colon through the Y, colon array, that would normally be your type annotation. Or this is the type annotation, but I'm talking myself through this. So like normally you would just do like string, and that's it. String equals something, or you know, int equals something, but now we're doing still a type annotation, but we add what it's an array of, which I suppose makes sense, because that's, okay. All right, hey, yeah. It's working through it. Here you create a new variable called bucket list. Yes. That is of the array type. As you have seen, the var keyword means that bucket list is a variable. Arrays declared with var are called immutable, as in they can change. Another way of saying they can be changed. There are also immutable arrays, which we'll discuss later in this chapter. The string part of the declaration tells the bucket list array what sort of instances it can accept. Arrays can hold instances of any type. Bucket list will accept instances of string. There is a shorthand syntax for declaring an array. Make the following change in your background. Oh, the side thingies. That's nice. This syntax does the same work, but it is more convenient. Here, the brackets identify bucket list as an instance of array, and the string syntax tells bucket list what sort of values it can accept. I don't know. Your bucket list is declared, which means you have made a place to put an array, but you have not created the array itself. Okay. If you were to try to put an item in your bucket list, you would get an error saying that you are trying to add something before your bucket list is initialized. Initialize the array with your first bucket list goal. Okay. Bucket list equal. Hell no. Nope. But we will go along with it. You use the assignment operator equal in conjunction, well, the equal sign, in conjunction with the array literal syntax. Okay. An array literal is a shorthand syntax that initializes an array with whatever instances you include. Okay. In this case, you initialize bucket list with an array containing a single item. Climb Mount Everest. By the way, you are not required to initialize your variable with an array that contains elements. If you did the bronze challenge in chapter 7, you saw that you can create an empty string with no characters, right? You can also create an empty array using brackets. To represent a literal array with no elements, you would have initialized an array variable. Wait, you can also create an empty array using a literal array with no elements. You would then have an initialized array variable ready for use. Oh, I see. Okay. So instead of line 4, I could just do that. Okay. As you have seen previously, you can declare and initialize on the same line. Update your declaration to also provide a value for your bucket list. Okay. There is one more way you can simplify your declaration. As with other types, array instances can be declared by taking advantage of Swift's type inference capabilities. Remove the type declaration from your code to use type inference. Okay. Your bucket list will still only accept instances of the string type, but now it infers the variable's type based on the type of the instance used to initialize it. If you were to try to add an integer to this array, you would see an error telling you that you cannot add an instance of int to your array because it is expecting instances of the string type. Yeah, so we understand that. I mean, we beat that dead horse, but that's okay. So in this way, your variable is of a single compound type. An array of strings. In this way, your variable is of a single compound type. Compound type because it's an array of strings, meaning array and strings being the two types, or just because is that like a use of pluralism? I don't know. Make sure I'm not missing parts of the page. You would see an array this way, compound type string. Okay, good. All right, note that if you are initializing an empty array using literal syntax, the compiler cannot infer the type of instance that the array contains. You need to declare it explicitly, as in var empty string array is of an array of string. Yeah, okay. You can also use Swift's constructor syntax if you prefer. Var empty string. I guess I would use that. Yeah, okay. Now that you know how to create and initialize an array. Hold on, I just got to stare at this for 2 more seconds. So because this is a value, we can initialize and assign at the same time. Otherwise, if we want to initialize an empty one, we got to do this. Never mind, I like this better, honestly. If it needs to be empty, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So you have a bucket list. Great. I don't have a bucket list. Well, that's not true. I guess to me, those are just goals, though. You know? But they kind of made it a nicer. To me, a bucket list is what you want to do before you die, not in the future. That's just something you would like to do sometime. That's not even. It's not even a goal, really. It's a disparate desire floating around, a thought. So you have a bucket list, great, Sally. Yeah. You don't have many ambitions in it yet, but you are an interesting person with a zest for life. Calling it the reader zesty. So let's add some let's add some values to your bucket list. Update your list with another ambition. Okay. Oh, dot append. Okay, that's nice and understandable. Append. Dot append. Read war and peace. World peace. Okay, let me just open up the console here. I know we'll need it eventually. Okay, you are using append. Append parentheses. We know that the underbar represents a wildcard. Colon. You're using append. Okay, to add a value to bucket list. The append method takes an argument of whatever type an array accepts and makes it a new element in the array. Okay. Arguments are data given to a method for it to work with. Arguments are data given to a method for it to work with. Might be my favorite condensed description of what arguments are. I do like that description of it. Yeah. Arguments are just data given to a method for it to work with. You will learn more about them in chapter 12. The sidebar, I want to make sure I'm not, okay, no, we're good. The sidebar shows the value of bucket list. Yep, array of 2 string elements according to the sidebar, which now includes 2 strings. Add more future adventures to your bucket list using the append function. Okay. So we can do that. And go on an Arctic expedition. What is that? Bucket list. And what? Scuba dive in the Great Blue Hole? What the hell is that? Maybe you can go do that and you can just come back and tell me about it. If you come back. I don't think I would want to do that. And then one more. Bucket list. Pinned. Find a triple Rainbow. These are lofty goals for sure. An array like bucket list can hold many items, as many as you can dream up, or that your disk can hold, or memory. But it is easy to find out the number of items in an array. Arrays keep track of the number of items in them via the count property. Okay. Use this property to access the number of bucket list items. What does it say? Bucket list dot count. Oh, duh, that makes sense. Yeah. What is that? Oh, what the hell is that? A cow. Why is it there? That was weird. Command Shift Enter is what I meant to. Yeah, 5. Okay. Yeah. Wait, 5. Yeah, okay, no, 5. Initialize with 1, then we created 4. That's 5. Now, what happens when you accomplish one of the items on your list and are ready to take it off? Because arrays are ordered, you can access specific items in an array via their indices. Suppose you worked your way through War and Peace. Oh, that was the end of the sentence. Suppose you worked your way through War and Peace. Remove that goal from your wish list with the function remove at. Ooh, okay. Specifying the index position of read War and Peace. Don't tell me. It's position 1. Arrays are 0 indexed, so climb Mount Everest is at index 0 and read War and Peace is at index 1. Gotcha. Got it. Oh, bud kit. So where's my syntax highlighting? Bucket. Remove. At. Do I have to put a space? I don't. Good. Okay, that's great. And then again, bucket list. 4 elements. Not 5 because we just removed it. Successfully at line 13. To confirm that the value to confirm that the value in the first index was removed from your bucket list, mouse over the sidebar next to the final line bucket list and click the quick look button, the eyeball. The quick look window will appear. Okay. It's true, we did it. We did it. War and Peace is not here. Success. Scroll down in the quick look window to see that the count of items in your array is now 4. The item formerly known as War and Peace at the first index is gone. Go on an article now occupies the first index. Yes. The ordered nature of arrays also means that you can use subscripting to get a handle on the values they contain. Print the first 3 items in your bucket list array. Print. Bucket list. Array notation. And then we do a one-sided range, which we learned about these yesterday, I think. But if we put nothing in front of the ... then it assumes we just want to go from the very beginning of the array, so index 0 forward, and then we put the limiter at the end. So yeah, that would give me 0, 1, and 2, which is 3. Bam. And there they are. So climb Mount Everest, go on to Arctic, and scuba dive in the big blue hole. But not me. You've seen the subscripting bracket syntax before. Here you use a half open range to specify the first 3 items in the array which print to the console. You could have also used a closed range like bucket list 0 to 2 to access the same top 3 items, or the basic subscripting syntax to log a single item such as bucket list 2. Yeah. Subscripting is a powerful feature You can also use it to change an item at a particular index or range of indices. Yes, so we'll use this all the time. All the time. Because one of the things that we're eventually going to solve is, if you ever heard of the term MRP, material resource handling, largely that is where a lot of my ideas lie and how to handle that relative to your operation based off some kind of, well, a few different formulas that I've devised, but we'll get there. But that, the logic that those will require will be a lot of this, a lot of recursive kind of calculation and fork in the road type of what if scenarios. Okay, so .811, subscripting to append the new information. Use the addition and assignment operator. Oh wait, what did I miss? You can also use it to, add some detail to the second item in your bucket list. Add some detail. Okay. Bucket list at index 1. I add to you. So I'm not lonely, that I want to do this with friends. I want to do it with my friends. And go on an Arctic expedition with friends. That's nice. Isn't that nice? Use the addition and assignment operator to add some text to the item at index 1. Yeah. This assignment works because the instance at index 1 is of the same type as the instance you added to it. Go on an Arctic expedition, in quotes, so we know it's a string, and space with friends inside quotes, both strings. As the sidebar shows, the value at index 1 is now go on an Arctic expedition with friends. Okay. Locked in. Subscripting also allows you to replace an item in an array. Suppose you decide to climb a different mountain instead of Everest. You can replace the string at index 0 using the assignment operator. Now, can you replace a word? I guess that would be just doing the most, so you don't really need to. You just replace the whole thing. Bucket list 0, but not 9. 0 equal Kilimanjaro. That's 7 kills. Bucket list. Climb. That's disgusting. Okay. All right. So finally, suppose you decide on a new goal that is more important than going on an Arctic expedition, but less important than climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Use the insert at function to add a new element to your array at a specified index. Okay. Dot insert toboggan across Alaska. Toboggan. I'm gonna do that with no space. Toboggan across Alaska. What is that? I thought a toboggan was something you wore on your head. Clearly not. What is that? I was mistaken. A toboggan. A toboggan is a simple sled traditionally used by children. What the heck? It is also a traditional form of transport used by the Innu and Cree of northern Canada. A toboggan? What is it? What? Hold on. Need to ask the Oracle something. Are there any types of headwear that sounds similar when pronounced to the word? How do you toboggan? Toboggan. Toboggan. Oh, okay, so I'm not crazy. It is a hat, colloquially, a knit cap, often known as a beanie, which, I mean, we use beanie down here too. I'm in Dallas, Texas. I grew up in West Texas. West Texas? No, West not. Well, some people down there do really have. I don't know how, but somehow the South really gripped them hard. You know, I'm more of a city slicker. That's why I moved out here. I was never meant for that small place, but still, I mean, all love to Midland, whatever. I'm just saying, I'm not crazy. Okay, so it's just, it is, somehow it also obtained that use. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. People misuse words all the time. Matter of fact, that might be, you know, people say baseball is America's pastime. I disagree. It's probably, I would say, conflating ideas is America's pastime. And the most fucking annoying thing, and the second most popular pastime here in America is assigning your own definition to words that already have definitions. As in, stop using the wrong fucking words to explain yourself and to articulate your ideas. Because words have meanings. Use the right fucking words. Can't stand that shit. It's so frustrating. But obviously, if you write programs, more than likely you're heavily invested into definitions, not changing all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, I would think that anybody technical might have an aversion to this kind of cultural phenomenon. I don't even want to know what you call it. I call it, this is the real pandemic to me, but I digress. Let's get back to it. Combining arrays. Actually, I got to pee, and then we'll get back to it. Pardon the vulgarity and the cursing, but it's fine. I do it in good faith because I think that to express oneself in a genuine manner is the closest thing that we can do to perfection in this life. Give the world what you have to offer. Don't give them what you got from somebody else. I want you. I want to hear what you got. Now, inspiration is a totally different story. Hold on, I gotta mute myself. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Y'all didn't know I had that. Jig on them. Jig on them. Now roll away. Roll the chair. Roll the chair. Roll the chair. Roll the chair. Ooh. Oh. No. Something. Yeah, right. Like, I don't know that song. I know the words, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, guys, you know, it's important to take this time, just really utilize it. You gotta utilize it. Don't waste it. my soon-to-be wife, we made a pact that we would spend at least 1 hour each day educating ourselves about something, anything, just continuously learning. And that's why I knew she was the one. No lie, every girl I've ever dated, I've posed that question to in one manner or another, and tells you a lot about somebody when you pose something like that. Because for whatever reason, I mean, I know some people are more okay with others than, or wait, I know some people are more okay with lying than others, right? But oddly, I find that the most honest people are when you make requirements of them that actually require their time. Because beyond anything else, and I can relate to this, but like there are things that there are certain problems, just an example, but there are certain problems you can throw money at and solve them if you have the money to do so. Things like babysitting. If you have money to hire a babysitter and you have a child and you still, you want to go and do something else with your time instead of having childcare, the day-to-day aspect of it fall on you, you'd rather pay somebody to do that, right? And it's not right or wrong, but my point is that you're always going to come across situations where your amount of resources affect how you can go about solving a problem. And so you don't always have to give your time for something. And that's an example of, hey man, if I know I can go do something much more productive than watch this damn child at home. I know that's not, I'm sure most parents, I'm not gonna say all, but most parents, right? That's the energy, or sorry, not the energy. They love their kids. I'm not saying people don't love their kids. Don't. I'm just saying we understand that all types exist, but there's an understanding there that my time is far more valuable spent elsewhere. Maybe it's something very obvious, like I have to go work to take care of the kid, to pay for babysitting and then some, right? Or whatever else it may be. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but there's a clear pattern here where we're very often trading money for time, right? So time is the more valuable aspect. And so if you find yourself wasting a lot of time, being unproductive, I would argue that all you're missing is, well, I shouldn't say all, because it can be difficult to find, but you're not challenging yourself. You're bored. You're not stupid. You're not incapable. You're probably a little lazy, but that, to me, you can change that by virtue of just trying to find things that interest you. If you're interested in something, you'll get off your ass to go do something. Gamers, oily nerds, which I'm in that group. I'm an oily nerd. I play video games every single day. You think I don't play video games when I'm tired? Bet your ass I do. You think I don't stay up way too late? I mean, I've not been doing that lately, but in a past life. But even yet still, spending any amount of time doing that, you're not only going to do it when you're feeling at your peak physical, health or whatever. You're going to do it even if you're rat shit tired. It's motivation is almost completely detached from your physical state. So find something that you really want to do forget about whether or not YouTube videos or your Google searches or ChatGPT, forget about whatever they say about whether or not that's a profitable venue. I think if you just look at what's out there, you can see the recipe. And it's obvious, but it's so difficult to obtain. And that is just do something that you like, and that will shine through. The people that want to see that kind of content, they will find you. And maybe you're not doing a YouTube thing, right? So I'm kind of conflating ideas. See, there I go again, conflating. It's a fucking pandemic. I'm just saying. If you feel like you are struggling to do anything, to get off your ass and do anything, just because I've been there recently and I pulled myself out of it, and to find something to get excited about. So, you know, soapbox moment. Okay, so create a new list of interests to add to your bucket list. And we did we do this? Combining arrays. Where did we leave off before I start talking my ass off? The insert, the first argument. Second. Let's just start here. The insert at function, right? Insert at has two arguments. The first argument takes the instance to add the instance to add to the array. Okay, yeah. So here. And then the second argument is the position. Quick look when I confirm. Okay, we do want to confirm that, so I'm going to click on this preview. This is so neat. I love this little feature of Xcode here. Almost as much as I love. Wait, is it? Yeah, second one. Okay. Almost as much as I love the Vim mode, having the little commands down here makes me feel like a Giga Chad, as they say. All right, so created this. You added items to your array using bucketlist.append and bucketlist.insert when you wanted to add an element at a specific index. You can also add the contents of one array to another by looping over the contents, and passing them one by one to append. Okay, so a for something. Create a new list of interests to add to your bucket list using a loop to append items from one array to another. I can already tell you I'm gonna, yeah. Give me the, okay, does it want to, now it wants to work, good. All right, give me that, all right. So what did we do? We did, Garo, bucket list. Yeah. Oh, not in insert mode. Var new items equals. Oh, that is nice and handy. Oh, what are you doing? Bike across America. Comma return. Make a perfect souffle. A souffle. And you can just do that willy-nilly in a single string. Okay. And return. Okay, so there's our, what is that? Oh, it's an array. Duh. Okay, it is an array. Yeah. So var new items, an array of three elements, and then we need to loop over them for item in new items, the thing we just created. And we call bucket list append for each element item. Print bucket list. Command Shift Enter. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know, oh no, rainbow. Yeah, the triple rainbow was the last one. And then here's the new ones. Buy across America, make perfect souffle. Cool. Simple enough. Straightforward enough, I think. Yep. You create an array for the bucket list items that you want to add called new items. Next, you make a for in loop that iterates through each item in the array and appends it to your bucket list. You use the item variable in the local scope of the loop. You use the item variable in the local scope of the loop to append it to your bucket list array. The console shows your complete array. Yep. This works as the console shows, but it can be simplified. While there are times when looping over an array makes sense, in this case, you really just want to add one array to another. Oh, I see. So, yeah, so you'd really want to use like you want to use the loop / iterator if maybe you wanted to have some conditional check, like only add if X amount of elements in the array contain something or something along those lines, but I get what they're saying. Otherwise, if you're just trying to combine the two, then you can just go array to array. So, okay, so in this case, you really just want to add one array to another, and just as you can use the add, I don't know, what do they call it? What is that? I wish, what is the name of, so I can, addition assignment operator. Doesn't really roll off the tongue. That's okay. Okay. All right. That's the name. So, and just as you can use the addition assignment operator to add one integer to another, you can use it to add one array to another. So let's do that. Bucket list. Oh, get rid of the for loop, and then we can just do bucket list addition assignment operator. New item. So just add the whole dealie. And we get the same result. Okay. Array equality. You've seen that the equality operator, double equal sign, can be used to check whether two strings or two numeric values are equal. Yeah. It can also be used to check the equality of two arrays. The equality of two arrays. Create a new array and use the equality operator to compare it to new items. Okay. Var another list. This looks like the code from my old company. Bike across America. Solve formats Enigma and make a perfect souffle. Lowercase. Because that probably matters. Okay, that's it. And then an expression, new items, equality operator, another list. Does that evaluate to true? Okay. False. But why? Really, why? Oh, it's not the same order. Okay. Because the contents of the two arrays are the same, you might expect this check to resolve to true, but the Sidebar shows that it's false. Why? Remember that arrays are ordered. That means two arrays that have the same values are not equal if the ordering is different. And another list reverses the order of the second and third items. I'm going to refrain. Put the items in the same order to make the two lists equal. Put the items in the same order to make the two. Oh. I will. Vim style. Okay, so I can do... Is there a concept of cut? I just see... Or do you yank delete? Yank. Oh, okay. YY for the line. And then K to go up. And then P. No. DD for delete. Ah, shit. What did I do? Wait, make a perfect souffle. Did I yank it already? P. There we go. Make a perfect. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I still like it, even though I'm terribly slow at it. But that's nice. So okay. So okay. Y for the line. And if I do P to paste, it's always going to do it on the line below. So I got to remember that. But yeah, okay. And then shift $sign gets me to the end of the line. Shift A goes into insert mode at the end of the line. As opposed to, like if I select the last block here and just hit I, then it goes ahead of that character. That's not what I want. So A, comma. Command Shift Enter. Nice. Okay. That makes sense to me. Yep. This means two array. Well, hold on. My girl be blowing me up. No, I'm playing. Just kidding, babe. What'd she say? It's a struggle for people. Not to feel bored. My girlfriend, she's awesome. Sorry, my wife. That's her preference. I am gonna marry her though. But yeah, she was just asking, how can I sit there and learn something? So one thing I'll say real quick as another aside, part of the reason why I'm doing this on the stream is, but I'm not going to look at chat. Like even if, let's say in 6 months, there's people that will actually watch this live. And so my whole mindset on this is like I should always just behave as though I normally would, minus any clown shit, but what you guys see, whether you like me or not, this is just how I am. And to me, that's the only way you can really do anything and enjoy it. if you're trying to be somebody else, even the stuff that you enjoy doing suddenly becomes corrupt, and it just fucks things up. So you just got to be genuine. And then second, for me, the learning is like that's the biggest reward that I can give to myself. So I try to remember that, because if I get bored all the time too. Shit, you think I want to sit here? No, actually I do want to do it, but it's not always that way. Sure, you can't feel jazzed about every little thing or every single day. Like yesterday, I was pretty tired all day. I didn't get a lot of sleep, so I assume that's what it was. But either way, for me, it's different for everybody. But for me, I found that when I was able to basically slack off and kind of take something lightly or go at a snail's pace, if I wasn't interested in the particular topic, I would absolutely take that opportunity. I feel like most people would. However, I came to the same kind of, because I have these goals I want to do, right? I want to build all these things, stuff I want to do. So I identified that as a weakness of mine, because you can't, like I said, you can't be excited to learn everything. There's going to be certain things that you just have to learn just as a means to an end. And for a lot of people, programming is just a means to an end. There's certainly a lot more to it than just being great at writing code. That's just like a small part of it if you're actually talking about building something that somebody's going to actually pay you money for, So it's just the stepping stone. So I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but my point is that if you are finding it difficult to obtain a skill or get past a certain step on your way to something greater, it sounds counterintuitive, maybe, I don't know, but for me, the way that I find a way to progress through that obstacle, through that wall, get over that mental block, that's basically all it is, because no one's stopping you from doing it, right? You can do it. You just got to focus. And for me, a way to inject some kind of like synthetic focus, if you will, is by doing this on stream. Because I know that by streaming this live and also allowing the videos to just sit, on X or on YouTube or both, by some form or another, I am going to be evaluated on what I'm doing here on the screen. Just talking to you guys or how I'm learning, what I'm doing, everything. I'm just saying somebody somewhere will see it. And even just that small act of me doing that and knowing that I'll be assessed in some way, doesn't matter who it is. I don't ever have to meet the guy or the gal or anybody. But just knowing that makes me want to try that much harder, even if it's just a tiny little bit. So what am I saying? I'm saying if you're feeling like you are lazy and you can't focus and you can't do something, don't just sit there and lament the fact that you're feeling this way. Just try to gamify it. Seriously, I mean, try something different. That's it. That's the answer. Try something different. The second you stop trying something different, you failed. If you're not able to do the thing right now, but you still have possibilities that you haven't tried, you've not failed. So try something different and really try. Only if you're really giving it a legitimate effort, but I would say as just a rule of thumb, because I know when I was younger, I used to get so hung up on, well, but how long? How do you know? How do you know this? How do you know that? I would get paralyzed by the infinite possibilities. I didn't want to go down a route if it wasn't going to be fruitful. But that's the secret. Nobody fucking knows. They don't know. And you don't know, and I don't know. But if anything, the one thing that we can observe across all demographics and all socioeconomic classes out there, whatever, persistence wins out. The vast majority of the time, those that are persistent, that didn't give up when most other people did, those people win out. That's pretty obvious. So stop focusing on the bullshit you can't control. Just stop doing it. Stop watching negative shit. Stop reading the comment section to get triggered. I know y'all do that because I do that. But I quit doing it. I would spend and waste so much time just getting so bent out of shape, all butthurt over idiots in the comment section. They're going to say whatever they want. And I'm not even talking about my videos, just random. Just, you watch stuff, you read the comments, you're like, good God, people are this stupid out here? Oh, yeah. And they might think you're just as stupid. So what? Just don't waste your time. Try to find a creative way to force yourself. Well, forget what you think about the words I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. Just try something different, goddammit. That's it. Just don't give up. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay. Because the contents. Oh, and the other thing, as far as like programming specifically, the reason you're not seeing me copy and paste stuff from that to me is like the worst possible thing you could do. Don't do that. We're only allowed to do that for the challenges, because honestly, I haven't been able to solve. Like I think I'm 2 for 5 now, and so I might go to ChatGPT after I try to solve it myself. But just because I want the answer. I mean, I want to have the understanding, right? So, but it's important just to stick to a procedure. But yeah, those are the rules here as we're going through this. So you won't see me copy and pasting unless it's the very last resort. Okay, so another list. Because of the contents, why? Yeah. They're ordered. Okay, fixing another list. Wait, what was the bottom here? Equal, versus the order, the items in the same order. Okay, we did. So we got true. So they evaluate to true because we changed the order. Yeah. And that's all that's showing here. Okay. If you get an error, we didn't. So let's move on. Immutable arrays. You've been doing a lot of tinkering with your bucket list array. As we mentioned early in this chapter, you can also create an array that cannot be changed, an immutable array. Here is how. Let's say you're making an application that allows users to keep track of the lunches they eat each week. Users will log what they ate and generate reports at a later time. You decide to put these meals in an immutable array to generate the reports. After all, it does not make sense to change last week's lunches after they've been eaten. Create an immutable array and initialize it with a week's worth of lunches. I don't like that example. Because we're talking about, this is all interacting with like the RAM on the machine, the memory, not saving to disk. That's a totally different thing. Why would I not? You saying I wouldn't? I don't know. If I'm going to save something, I'm going to save it to storage, whatever my storage is, but I wouldn't rely on an immutable array. Maybe for the session, but yeah, I'm sure they explained that, but that should be said. I just think that should be said. Create an immutable array and initialize it with the week's worth of lunches. Okay. That's a lot of lunch. But lunches equal. Ooh, cheeseburger. That actually doesn't sound good right now, although I do like cheeseburgers. Veggie pizza never sounds good to me. Chicken Caesar salad. That sounds good. A black bean burrito. Not really. A falafel. I can't I can't see this word now and not just. I just see that. What's that movie called? When they're in the grocery store and it's like it's an animated film, but it's very vulgar. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about, but had like Seth Rogen. Oh man, it's amazing what you can get away with if you just use animated characters to documentation. The documentation for any, oh, that's a weird jump. Immutable array. So what do we, oh, because we use the let keyword. That's it. Everything else is the same. So instead of R, we did let. Okay. Use the let keyword to create an immutable array. If you were to try to modify the array in any way, the compiler would issue an error stating that you cannot mutate an immutable array. If you even try to reassign a new array to lunches, you would get an error from the compiler telling, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go take another pee real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to stay hydrated, but this is one of the downsides. You gotta, always gotta get up, get up and get down, get up, get down, get up, get up. Now I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if what I said to you guys is correct, because I wanna make sure that is correct, but I just found an odd way to describe things. Hold on one sec, I'll mute myself. Hot na na, hot na na, hot na 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, moonwalk. Yeah, right. I wish. I wish. I wish. All right, now let's ask ChatGPT about that, because I think that's an important distinction. And nobody is beyond reproach, so don't take it as I'm trying to. I just like to question things. Is all. We have to get this understanding straight. We must. It is the most important thing. So everything else comes second. Because trust me, I know. One of the hardest things in the world is you go through a whole course, you read a book or whatever, and then when it's time to sit down, you open up a blank editor and you're like, you know? So you're only playing yourself if it's not a race. You must get the understanding, otherwise it's fruitless. Whatever it takes. Hot dog. Dun 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 dun. Puyaka, puyaka, puyaka. Wicca. All right. So let me ask my little question, ChatGPT, because I want to make sure. Actually, we'll have a little fun with it. And let's see. Who knows if I know I said we wouldn't copy and paste that. I meant code that we should be writing into the editor to see the effects, not here. So I will move the goalpost on you. Okay, but yeah, so let's do. I want to ask it if I don't want to be leading, so because this thing will, make no mistake, it will tell you what you want to hear. Yeah. I could have a whole rant episode on AI, but please, for the love of God, just know that we here on this channel, in this video, we know and understand. We don't think, we know and understand that this is not, why am I doing quotes? This is not, I'm being serious. This is not intelligence. It is artificial. That's it. That's all I'll say for now. Okay, so actually, yeah, I'll say more than that, but it's just not, it's not taking your job, guys. Don't be silly. I mean, if the fact of the matter is, if this thing takes your job, your developer job, specifically speaking about developers, if this thing replaces you at a company, it was already bad leadership and they had no clue about the capabilities that they needed from their staff. And I'm just saying they made a bad choice, and you should never have had a full-time job if this thing can replace you. That's what I'm saying. So you have to remember that this thing doesn't make new solutions. It does not. It concatenates strings from solutions that somebody else wrote, that humans wrote prior to you coming across it. It's predictive text. Please stop. Okay, just stop with the bullshit, because it's yeah. There's too much information out there now about how this works, precisely how these work, for you to be thinking that or believing that. Trust me. So take the time to educate yourself, or just trust me blindly. Your choice, but that's the truth, and that's what it is. Okay, but thankfully, in our case, all of the context that we're about to give it is totally things that have been known. And for that, it's great. So to me, the real threat that AI brings is to anybody that ever had anything related to like any technologies that are built on like Google search, around that platform, any kind of search engine. I think this, as it gets better and better, is a much more this is a much more fulfilling way for me to go get information. Now, sometimes I do still do Google searches all the time. Why? Because sometimes I don't need to have a conversation about the thing that I want. I'm just looking, I already kind of know what it is, and I'm trying to find the link, or I'm just trying to find a quick something. And this thing can be pretty damn slow, right? I mean, the GPT-3 is a lot faster. It is a lot faster. But you know, I appreciate the features that come with this, and I'll use it. And it's not, I mean, you're about to see it, so it's not ridiculously slow. But guys, come off it. It's not taking anybody's fucking job. If you ever, it's not. Okay, just, you heard what I said. So let's move on. Okay, so what I want to ask it in a non-leading way is, do you see anything wrong or misleading about the context of this snippet from a book instructing Swift programming? Try to be as generic and as dry as possible. Okay, let's see. Oh, it can read to us. Let's do that.
The snippet you provided from a book on Swift programming has a misleading or potentially incorrect notion regarding has a misleading or potentially incorrect for a scenario where data might still need to be added or modified where data might still need to be added or modified. Arrays declared with let are indeed immutable in the sense that arrays declared cannot assign a new array to that variable in the sense that however the contents of the array itself can still be modified if the array however the contents of the array itself can still be modified if the array holds mutable objects. Array therefore could be misleading using the term implies that no changes can be made to the elements of the array because it implies that no changes can be made to the elements of the array after its creation. Tracking lunches for a week in an application where users log meals tracking lunches for a week in an application implies a need for mutability if users are to add or modify implies a need for mutability if users are to add or modify entries declaring this as an immutable array might not be practical declaring this all as an lunches for the week are known might not be practical definitely not all lunches for the week are known if the intent is indeed to prevent any changes to the array after its creation. If the intent is indeed to prevent any changes to the array after its creation, let a better approach might be all necessary constant array, ensuring no further modifications all necessary values. Alternatively, the scenario might actually require a mutable array. Alternatively, the scenario might actually require that the contents of the list lunch entries if there is a possibility to be updated or changed after initialization. Might need to be updated or changed after initialization.
Okay, I mean that's a good point that I wasn't even thinking about, but I mean that's not a ding on the book because they presented this to us. They had already said the flip side of what ChatGPT is saying, but that is not what I was saying. So let me ask it this then. By virtue of creating an immutable array, is that also saving the data to disk? I was under the impression that even if we create an immutable array, that is still only in memory, and if we want said data to persist across sessions, then we need somewhere. I am correct. So saith the AI. Yes. Declaring an array. I'll let it finish. See, but I mean, it's not for chat for this kind of stuff. I love ChatGPT, not just because it told me I'm right, but even if I was wrong, it's very verbose. And so even if it said you're incorrect in your understanding, it would still give me the explanation. And so that to me is the main. And yeah, I mean, you can tune them. So I understand that. But I'm saying by default, like what you get out of the box, the base experience, if you want something more in depth, I mean, to me, like for learning, it's not even close. Google searching for, a Stack Overflow answer that may describe this versus using this to build based off of those Stack Overflow answers, a cohesive thought, and I can just ingest it like that. Bar none, this is the best way to do it now, in my opinion. But if I'm just trying to get to, like Google Docs and I don't know the exact URL and I can, like stuff like that, or if I'm just looking for a restaurant's name or like another link that I've used before, so they certainly have their uses, but yeah, that's where it shines to me. Also, it makes hilarious pictures. You can have a lot of fun with that too, but yeah, whatever. Where did one of the things I do want to try though, it's called Speechify, and you can use their software to train a model using your voice, and then run text through it, and then it'll narrate it in your voice. So I want to try that. I want to see how close it is, because some of the voices, like ChatGPT, the voices that play when you play it here, I think are pretty damn good. Microsoft Edge has built-in read aloud, and it's pretty good. Others are still pretty lacking, so I don't know if those are one and the same, or where those, like, where the quality of these voices are coming from, but these are fantastic. I think these are really, really good. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, one more thought. Yeah, so if you would benefit from having if you can imagine just learning by asking a question, have it spit out a long idea like this, and you're an audio learner or an auditory learner, download Edge. It's free, and you get this read aloud any web page, any text. It'll read it to you in a very human voice, not like like, no, it's not. It's good. It's good. Here, let's do it.
ChatGPT 4. Do you see anything wrong or misleading about the context of this snippet from a book instructing Swift programming?
Or misleading about the
You have been
context
doing
of
a
this
lot of
snippet
tinkering
from a
with your
book instructing Swift programming? You have been doing a lot of tinkering with your butt.
Yeah, so yeah, it's good. Way better than the Apple one and a lot of others. So yeah, anyway, that's just an aside. I'm just saying, Edge is a damn good browser. It gets a lot of hate. I don't know why. The only thing annoying is Copilot's fucking everywhere, but you can turn it off. You can turn it off. That's why you don't see it anywhere on mine. But oh right, okay, so we're gonna read this. Declaring an array as mutable in Swift using the let keyword does not inherently save or persist the data to disk. It only affects how the array and its contents can be manipulated within the program's memory during its runtime. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say in a more elegant manner. But yeah, that's all I was saying. So I don't want people to get misled here about immutability as it pertains to persistent data versus an array that lives within the lifetime of a single session. So like, you open the app at 8 a.m. Let's say you close it at 9 a.m. So 1 hour session. While it's running, if you create an immutable array, yeah, that data can't be changed, just hanging out in memory. But when you hard close that app, if you didn't save it to disk explicitly, then it's gone the next time you come back, unless it's just like hard coded into the program. You see? So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that, because the way that they're talking about this makes it seem like this is user data that the user would put in. This does not seem like it would be well, actually, it said that. It literally said that. So, but yeah, so it doesn't make sense the way that they presented it, and that's all that I wanted to point out here. So just so you guys understand the difference. All right. So, let's say tissue. Okay, we did that. Yep, documentation. The documentation for any programming language is an indispensable resource, and Swift's is no exception. Open the documentation that shipped with Xcode by clicking Help, Developer Documentation at the top, Figure 8.2. Yeah, we saw a bit of this yesterday, and I was blown away at how. Wait, develop? Yeah, it's so good. I mean, you want to talk about like a programming boner? Like, dude, if other languages had this kind of, like, if OCaml had something like, I mean, just the cohesive, all the, just goddamn. But I like Swift, so I don't feel left out any longer. I don't feel like I'm settling whatsoever. But previously when it was like Objective-C and I would look over here, look over the walled playground, I would be like, ah, man, that looks awesome. But that language though looks dookie. So I just went and wrote SQL for 10 years, and then now I'm here. A little bit of Golang too. Okay, so a new documentation will open up a search bar. Type in array and wait just a moment. Oh, my bad. You wanted me to go. Good old Apple app switcher, you know, where's my fucking Windows? Oh, I got to go all the way to the app itself. Right click it. Show all windows just to see what the fuck's going on. Can't just alt tab through all open windows. Anyway, so you want me to type in array and then wait a little bit. Okay. You will see some live search nodes showing different. You want me to pick it? Select the suggested item. Oops. So now I'm unsure that I like. I'm going to turn it off. I don't think I do actually like it. Continuous scrolling. Although it... Yeah, no, we'll turn it off. Okay. Select the suggested item, which comes from the Swift standard library, the set of features, types, and functions baked into the Swift language itself, as opposed to additional frameworks. This will open the documentation for Swift's array type, as in figure 8.4. I wish I would quit doing that damn thing. I'm doing it to myself. Array documentation. Well, take some time to explore the documentation for array. Do not worry if you do not recognize or understand all the syntax you see here yet. Get to know the organization of the documentation to save yourself a lot of time in the future. You will be visiting these pages regularly. So I hear. Okay, so let's read for a bit. Array. An ordered random access collection. An ordered random access collection. Yep. At frozen. We haven't even seen this yet. Overview. Arrays are one of the most commonly used data types in an app. To use arrays to organize your app's data. You use arrays to organize your app's data. Specifically, use the array type to hold elements of a single type. The array's element type. Use the array type to hold elements of a single type. The array's element type. Okay. An array can store any kind of elements. Okay, right, we heard that. So Swift makes it easy to create arrays in your code, using an array literal. Yep. Let odd numbers, so immutable array of integers. Immutable array of strings. You can create an empty array, so we saw that. So this is shorthand for this, as we saw. And you could also just put these here, and that would work too, apparently. If you need an array that is pre-initialized with a fixed number of default values, use the array repeating count. Oh, that is, oh. Yeah. So this is certainly something I would use because, as I said, in doing, the app that we're going to create is effectively helping people track their inventory. So not only how much do I have, but how much do I need based off how many sales orders are in my system, how much, and also based off how much is already, inbound from orders that I've already made from vendors. So, this kind of very fluid, dynamic calculation that needs to be able to parse and dice up the data in any which way that the user wants it to. And so like something like this would be great. That way, whenever the app starts, you can already have things like your relative week numbers, month numbers, years, like all those kinds of metrics where you might want to chop up your data. Like what does it look like if we had a 12% increase in sales and our budget is this, and year end is this? Like, how much would I need to sell to have a 12% return? Those kinds of things, those kinds of insights. And this is great to sort of build up those data points that I would need to chop the data up in that way. So that's cool. Okay, so screenshotted that. We'll save that. We want to remember that. Accessing array values. When you need to perform an operation on all of an array's elements, use the for in loop. Okay, so we saw that. Yep, that was nice. Nice and simple. I found that the whole array thing in general is just a lot more accessible to me than reasoning about all the different, like the for, if, else. Like, there's just too many ways to do it. I almost would have preferred they stuck all that in the back of the book and just show me switch statements, but that's okay. I mean, it was still, that was great to see. So adding and removing elements, var student, yeah, yep. We saw this. Append, contents of, yep. Remove at. Growing the size of an array. Yeah, how does that work? Every array reserves a specific amount of memory to hold its contents. When you add elements to an array, that array begins to exceed its reserved capacity. The array allocates a large region of memory and copies its. The array allocates a larger region of memory and copies its elements into the new storage. The new storage is a multiple of the old storage's size. This exponential growth strategy means that appending an element. This new storage. The exponential growth strategy means that appending an element happens in constant time, averaging the performance of many append operations. What the hell does that mean? Append operations that trigger reallocation have a performance cost, but they occur less and less often as the array grows larger. Oh, okay. I mean, that part makes sense, but so yet again, I asked the Oracle for a deeper explanation, because you got it. Like, when people write this stuff, oftentimes there is some kind of author bias, not necessarily on purpose, but meaning you have to almost, like, if you're authoring, because I've authored technical documentation before trying to teach many people, you know, SQL and how the underlying log files work and all, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's hard to shed a lot of the assumptions that we make when we explain things that we know very well. It's hard to put yourself back in the in the seat of a beginner, in the mindset of a beginner. So oftentimes the explanations, although very correct, I'm sure, come off as damn near Chinese. It's like, what did you just say? Like, you understand, I know what all these words mean individually, but what the hell is constant time? But it's just one of those things. And now we come here. This is an excerpt from Apple's documentation. Can you explain what constant time is in this? Oops. Term constant time in the context of the excerpt from Apple's docs refers to the performance characteristic of an operation where the time it takes to complete the operation does not depend on the size of the data structure. Oh, huh? Well, refers to the performance characteristic of an operation where the time it takes to complete the operation does not depend on the size of the data structure. Okay. In this case, the array. This is formally known as O1, time complexity, where O of 1. Oh, from, yeah, we did briefly cover the big O notation, but okay. Denotes an operation where execution time or space requirements stay constant. So it's always known because of the, okay, stay constant, regardless of the size of the input data. So you err on the side for speed, you choose inherently to just grab more memory than you need at each growth stage. And err on the side of overgrowth and opt for a more consistent behavior under the assumption that at large this is safer and or more efficient / more performant versus whatever other, I guess, you know, the C approach. Allocate your own damn memory, you know, that kind of thing. That's my interpretation here. So here's how this applies to the process of appending elements to an array as described. Array storage. Initially, an array has a certain capacity reserved for storing elements. When elements are added, they simply occupy this reserved space until the capacity is reached. They simply occupy this reserved space. Exponential growth. When you append an element that would exceed the current capacity of the array needs to grow. The array then allocates a new memory space that is a multiple of the current capacity, often double the size. This means that each time it grows, it can hold significantly more elements than before. That to me just sounds like, it just seems inherently that would be like a really garbage strategy for big strings. Like you wouldn't want to do that if that's what you were storing, I don't think. But okay, so amortize constant time. The action of appending an element to an array when there's amortize constant time. The action of appending an element to an array when there is sufficient space is a simple operation that occurs in constant time. However, occasionally, appending an element will cause the array to exceed its capacity, necessitating a reallocation of a larger memory space and copying of all existing elements into the new space. While this reallocation and copying operation is costly in terms of time, it happens less frequently as the array grows larger. I get what they're saying, but it's like, it just seems wasteful. The key is that this cost is distributed across many append operations, so that on average, the time complexity of appending is considered constant. I don't know. I mean, I semi understand. It still just sounds like you're selling me on something, you know? Just say what it is. I wonder why it's like, what do you mean it's considered? I don't know. I just would have thought that perhaps a programmatic explanation would not involve a consideration, but more like just what needs to be done. But I don't know. We'll move on. Practical implication. For most append operations, the element is simply added to the existing reserved space in constant time. The periodic expensive operation of resizing and copying is rare enough that its amortized cost is still constant. This makes appending operations efficient on average. God damn it, I hate this. What, just say, despite occasional spikes in time required when resizing happens. That's everybody, so why don't, or I mean, not everybody, but that's any language that's gonna do it that way. So why is it? I don't know, it's a weird way to present it. Thus, in the context of Apple's documentation, constant time indicates that on average, the time it takes to append an element remains consistent and does not grow with the size of the array. Due to the strategy of exponential growth. Yeah, so it takes for that single operation, and it's only true because you're just like ballooning. That's interesting. But then again, I mean, I know Swift is very performant, so I'm, you know. So then, would it be fair to say that Swift's memory strategy here errs on the side of overallocation where the gain is okay. Yeah, exactly. So the strategy errs on the side of possibly wasting some memory in exchange for reducing computational overhead and improving runtime performance. And, you know, I guess on the whole, you could say that these days, that's probably a smart trade-off to make. If the reverse was the only other option. I'm not saying there's not better ways, but it makes sense because RAM, you know, a lot of these, you know, like I'm going to be writing applications for users. Most of the people that would watch any programming video are likely going to be writing applications for users. It's very few that are actually doing like the deep backend stuff. You know, writing the programs that we then use to write our programs for programs to consume other programs. But you know, I think it's very overstated. You know, people that are building a little single page app worrying about memory when they're using a JavaScript framework, you know, is pretty ridiculous, right? So like, and I think the same is, while it's not as true if you're using something like Swift and maybe writing like a desktop application, I do think it's still true enough that the paranoia around, you know, is this going to be fast enough, is way overblown and overstated. So I can see why this makes sense. Okay. All right, can we go back to the book now? I don't know how long they wanted me to. These are really nice though. I like how they present them. And in typical Apple fashion, they're very pleasing to the eye. There's something about their native windows though that I do very much like. It just looks nice. It just looks nice. You know, you can't say the same about a lot of things. Okay, but that being said, let's get back to book. So we did take some time to explore the documentation, and now we want to move on to the bronze challenge. Look at the array below. Var to-do list equals an array of strings. Take out the trash, pay bills. Use the documentation to find a property defined on the array type that will tell you whether to-do list contains any elements. Any elements? What do you mean? We already know which one it is. To-do list. But we will go look, but yeah, we do know which one that is. Take out the trash. Take out the trash. Pay your bills. Please pay your bills. Pay your bills. How else we have internet to watch? So cross off finished items. Guess you go to Starbucks. And then go hang out with all the soy boys and the soy girls. Yeah, and then oh wait. Dot count, right? If it's more than one, or if it's more than zero, then there's something in it. Now there probably maybe there's a is empty, maybe. Let's go look. But so he showed me a trick yesterday, or the book did. How did? Oh, option. That's what it was. Option. Wait. That didn't work. Yeah. How that, man. Fantastic. Okay. Count. Oh no, array. Okay, what do you want me to do? Find a property. Can't make this wider? Okay. And bigger, I suppose. Property. DSL. Array. I guess these are all properties? Where the fuck? Where are the darn properties? Let's go up. Oh, right there. Underestimated count. What? O of 1, it's a collection, conforms to random access collection. Otherwise, O of n, where n is the length. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, is empty. I thought I saw that from. Okay, so it's weird to see the properties that you use also written in Swift, but that's all that it is. That's so trippy, man. Var, it's just a variable, is empty that belongs to, so and it's just a module. Var is empty. Boolean type. Get? What is get though? I guess that's, must be another thing, but, or a function somewhere. Okay, so is empty, that's the answer. Oh, so I see. So if I just wanted true false, then it'll evaluate the true or false. Yeah. Okay. Is empty. Silver challenge. Enter the to-do list array from the bronze challenge. Oh, I did. Use a loop to reverse the order of the elements of this array. Log the results to the console. Then examine the array documentation to see whether there is a more convenient way to do this operation. There is. Finally, use the array documentation to find an easy way to rearrange the items in your to-do list to random order. Okay, so what do you use a loop to reverse the order of the elements in this array? 4 to do in wait, 0, 1, 2. Print to-do list do. Right? Yeah, that'll work. Y, yank it. Yank it, and then P to paste it. Wait, goddamn. And Y, P. 2, 1, 0. Value of type string has no member. It doesn't? Oh, I can't do that with strings. Okay. I have to do... Let's start to do... Start index. And let start oh wait, see, I'm already garbage at naming stuff. Okay, to do start. I'm not gonna remember what that is. Let end. Equal is there an I think there was an end one. Whoa, why is it looking like that? Dot end. Oh good, thank goodness. Okay, that makes it easy, I hope. And now, how do I get the middle one? Offset 1, right? It's something like that. Print. I hope there's an easier way to do it. Let's do print. Wait, I want to print the reverse one first. No. Yes. And then here I can do dot. Nope, I'm way off. God damn it, what was the second? How did they do this? Wait, but it's not an array. It is an array. Offset. Expected member name. That can't be right. Son of a gun. How would I do that? To-do list is empty. Okay, the answer must be up here. I know we did. Oh no, it was in our other playground. Is it cheating if I go look at it? With friends. That wouldn't work. Count. Append. Wait, did I write it down? Or number in. No. Switch. No. Lame. Okay, I need to take more notes. Okay, so let's just go back and look, because I want to remember. What page are we on? 174. I want to see what we did with the string arrays. Wait. Damn. Okay, no. Can't do that either. Son of a gun. Accessing and modifying arrays. How do I just want to be able to call, like if I know it's the second one, how do I say that? That's what I'm trying to find. And I know they showed us, but where the hell? Creating an array, maybe it was from 2 days ago. Collections and functions. Oh yeah, it was this chapter. Yeah. I did highlight that. Okay, you cannot index a string with an integer because Swift does not know. Right. Okay, so the operation would be expensive, therefore. String.index. Start index. Let start equals let end. Let fifth character. So they did. Oh, that's what I need to do. Right? I think so. That's my answer there. To-do list. Index. Haha. Oh. Yeah, so start TD offset by 1. And then $sign I, and this should be just start. Actually, that probably won't work. Oh, it did. But I don't need to. Oh, yeah. Okay. It would be if you can do that, but end to start. Can I do that? I can't do that. I can't do a range. What does that say? Yeah, well, clearly doesn't like that. I mean, this works, but it would work outside of the loop, so I'm not doing it right. So how do I? Oh, I guess okay, I could just for to do and an index. Right. Well, let me just see if this even works. No. No index overloads. Well, let's produce result type that conforms to sequence. Huh. So I guess that doesn't make sense. Print, maybe instead print index here. Right. What does that do? Can't do that either. Inline will public func index, self index. Ambiguous use of index. Let me see. Let me look around these more. I just feel like it should be at least one print statement before I go look, but I might just have to give up, go look at the shorthand. But this, so let's start index. Well, how about this? Can I at least do so it printed it 3 times because I'm saying for every to-do in the to-do list, which is 3, print the entire to-do list. So that's not what I want. How? I'm just gonna go look. I don't know how to fucking do it. I don't know what the syntax is. I feel like I understand what the loop is doing. I understand why it's coming out wrong. Haven't the foggiest. Wait, oh, is it down here? I mean, without using multiple print statements, I don't know how I would do it, and I assume that. Yeah. So okay, just show me the goddamn way. Show me the goddamn way. What page? 174. I concede. Oh wait, this one. Okay. Use the array documentation to find an easy way to rearrange the items in your to-do list. Into a random order? I thought you wanted me to be... Oh, it's both. Okay. So if I hold Option and I come click on an array and then... Oh, right. macOS sucks and it's not going to just open the window for me. Right. How do I do the... There. Apple. And why the fuck does it move them around? Like I already can't control how big or small the windows are. Like, fucking Apple. Is the only thing I really don't. It's just, but it's killer. It just affects so much. The fucking window navigation just sucks. Huge dong. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Just sucks. Now iPads and iPhones and all day, baby. A blessing upon this earth. Great fucking hardware. Pricey? Yeah, it's pricey. Worth it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, so don't get it twisted. I'm just saying the window navigation sucks. Monkey mass on fucking Mac OS. Okay, now back to it. All right, so we're at arrays and we want to find an easy way to what? Oh right, reorder the thingamajig, the array. Damn, is this all under array? Lord Almighty. Okay. Does this little sidebar get bigger? Nope, just body. Okay. Init, inspecting, var count is empty. Capacity, that wouldn't make sense. Accessing the element, subscript. Oh, what we got here? Unbounded, no. What does this do? Accesses the contiguous. What's that mean? Oh. Of course, it's Siri knowledge, so that's makes sense. Yeah, that's totally what I meant. Dude, are you... I hate Siri, dude. Apple doesn't whiff much, but Siri, bro, just not you. Being an actual contact. Okay, thank you. Jeez. Hold on one sec. You can tell I'm getting grumpy. I need to order some lunch. Oh, gee. Y'all probably can't hear it, which is fine, but My girl just being sweet. She's a sweetheart. Make sure you're kissing your girlfriends. Hey, grab them and kiss them. Really kiss them, you know. Make sure you're showing love, guys. Show your affection. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Get off your ass, go do it. God damn. Just make sure you do it. All right. All right. Now, hold on. I want you to hear my mushy stuff. This is not for y'all. Okay, it's for us. Okay, my bad. I'm apologizing to you for. Fucking know you. All right, so now I was reading some. Oh, contiguous. So in constant contact is that's what we. So I don't think that's what we want, but we did touch on this, but they were saying you can do this to create your own. They called it something custom type, not a custom type, but maybe it was a subtype, something along those lines, sub something. But yeah, I don't think that's it. Let's keep going. Something returns a random element of the collection using the given generator as a source for randomness. Okay, so that answers that question. To rearrange the items. But to explicitly reverse the order. Well, let's try this one real quick. Random element using. Are they really gonna? Okay, actually, I think what I would like to do then, if they're gonna make me do that, is I would rather just put it on the desktop, and then I can do this. Ooh, do it Apple's way and it works. Just do it their way. That's all you gotta do. Do it their way. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll I have to watch that clip. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. Oh man. Is that guy still alive? Oh, the random. Okay, so yeah, I already forgot. Talking about fuck it, do it live. Random element using print. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong side. To-do list, random. Can't do that. Using what? Using what? Random returns a random element of the collection using the given generator as a source for randomness. Generic parameter T. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Using to do? Nah, no way. Not pass immutable value. Can't pass. Oh, to do? Oh, the iterator is immutable. Oh. Son of a gun. How do I just want to print the one thing. Can I do that even? What? Print to-do list. Maybe there's a way to oh, there's a first, there's a last. Oh, will that work? That would be nice. Print to-do list dot last, the last element of the collection. Yeah. Through to-do list dot hoist. Huh? That should work? Guess I can't do that. I thought I had. Okay. Damn it, dude. How? How the hell? I want to look back at these times and laugh at myself. How ignorant I was for to-do. Maybe it's, no, that's just the iterator in to-do list. Oh, maybe I need, maybe. Let to do Wait. I just need a random let to-do list dot. How about that, huh? No. What? What? Can possibly mean? Equals to-do list. How do you oh, maybe that's it. Dot range equals to-do list dot random element first range finds and returns the ranges of all occurrences of a given sequence within the collection. Yeah. Finds and of what? Of ranges of of the collection. Huh. That would make sense. Do this. And now I can do it. Let oh no, not that, but I want, can I do a range here? So print to do dot oh yeah, the upper bound. Lower bound. Oops. Range requires lower bound to be less than or equal to. What? God damn it. Oh, because I guess it's string. Maybe this is for integers, for numbers. Son of a gun, I thought I had it. Dude. Print. To do dot end index. Or, well, I'll try this, but I think that's wrong. But maybe with fork dot index, not. Yeah, that didn't work. Fuck it. Forget it. Forget it. What? Give me the answer. What is it? Oh, I just have to find it. They're not even going to tell me. We will struggle. So just, I don't want to be a hypocrite. So I said you shouldn't just go run to it, so we're gonna struggle. Okay, we're gonna struggle. Now I'm just gonna look explicitly for some kind of ordering method, because that took me down a rabbit hole. Adding elements, nope. Combining, no. Removing, no. Finding, no. Maybe finding, not finding. Selecting, no. Excluding, transforming. Oh, iterating. Oh, reordering. Hey, okay. What do you call it? Var student. You declare the variable. So now it's an array. So then you take your array and then you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was doing that wrong. Okay, so but how do you? Is there a reverse? Sort the collection in place. How about we first make sure that the sort in the first place. Wait, so we have. Let me get rid of all this hack shit that is not right. So we have our to do, and so it would be, oops, I do list dot sort. What did I get? Boggin going up. To do this. Take out the trash. What? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I bet. Rent. Oh, but you can't do that, can you? You can't nest. Yeah, okay, that doesn't work. You have to do. For it to have type. Oh, I can't even call that on string. God damn it. Okay. Sort available when self conforms to. You can sort any mutable collection. Oh, any mutable collection. Ours is mutable. Oh. Okay. I see. Okay, so I guess it's imperative in that way. Like it's going top down. So okay. So it just affects it in that way, and then it just stays in that way. And so then if I call print on the same. That's fair enough. Yeah, okay. Hey. But this is what you're saying to me? Okay. And so does, I mean, it seems like it, but I mean, this achieved what this wanted accidentally. I mean, I didn't use loop to reverse the order, and since the original one was technically in reverse alphabetical order, then just running sort, put it, A to Z style, thereby reversing it. But I don't feel like something about that doesn't seem like that's the right answer they wanted me to arrive at. So let's keep looking to see if there's a more explicit solution there. So here's, oh my gosh, I just suddenly had to I need to go address something like right now. And so be right back. Obviously I'll be muting myself. This might be a little longer, so go and get your apple pie or something, We'll be back in just a few minutes. I live. God damn. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. I feel 10 pounds lighter. Okay. Well, brother, that was an experience, I'll tell you that. Let me let me compose myself here. Sorry about that, guys. If anybody's still around. We'll fix that in post. Now I'm going to I'm gonna order some food. Ooh, Chick-fil-A. What'd she order? Chick-fil-A. What'd she order? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Okay, maybe I will get Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I get Chick-fil-A. But no fries. I'm gonna get a spicy chicken sandwich and what is that there? Hey, little angel with a bottle. I don't love you anymore. Just take my time now. Don't take my money. Cheers to you, brother. And to you, sir. You as well. Thank you so much. All right, food is ordered. Now I just need to do one more again. And then we can drop that ass again. On another chapter, I do like Swift. I'm very pleased, I'll say. Because I bounced around for a long time and I did similar dives into, I didn't record them and don't necessarily wish that I had because it would have taken longer, but I did similar foyers into other languages. I mean, Go I had a lot more real world experience in, and I like Go, but without a doubt Swift is faster and has more niceties in it, especially for string interpolation and some of the operators around arrays already that I can see. And so that's nice. Now, Swift can't really hold a candle to Go's ecosystem, I would argue, like present moment. But that's okay, because I could always just go and use Go again. You know what I mean? So I like it, and I like that they're not too... They're very... I'll say they serve very different domains, and so I would consider them, not that anybody asked, but I would consider them complementary to each other, not necessarily redundant. But I would consider, like, if you went and learned, well, see, I say that. See, even I'm having trouble getting over this whole thing, but it really is overly stated, at least at this point, that Swift is not ready for other applications, but it is. What do you mean? Apple is using Swift in production for fucking iCloud. What are y'all talking about? You know what I mean? So, I mean, can Swift power your backend? A web backend? Yeah, hell yeah. What? Yes, and it'll do it way fucking better than any of that Node bullshit. Come on, people. People say some stupid shit, and then you hear like, oh well, JavaScript isn't that. JavaScript is actually pretty good now because Google spent billions on engineering optimize. I don't give a shit what they've optimized. They can optimize all day. It ain't gonna be better. It's not a compiled language. It's just not gonna be able to do that. It just ain't. It ain't. And this is common knowledge. I am not saying this is not a hot take whatsoever. Again, read a book. This is widely held, all right? But like I said before, too, performance often is overstated. So you just, no one likes that answer. I don't like this answer, but the answer always is best tool for the job, all that shit. Yeah. But you know, I'm blessed in the sense that I have the ability, not everybody can, and not everybody gets this opportunity, so I understand that, but I can actually, you know, apply some long form planning to my journey into Swift after having the opportunity to check out so many other languages. So yeah, I say this stuff with heavy conviction. I do, but it should be stated too that I say it because I know. I don't know everything, but the things that I'm telling you, and maybe I will embellish here and there, but yeah, by and large, I mean, you just hear some really stupid shit sometimes, and it's like it's everyone's duty to dispel bullshit whenever you get a shot at it. I mean, if you know it's bullshit, call it bullshit. So that's bullshit. I don't want to hear anything about Node keeping pace with a Swift backend. But people say such things. Yeah, people, if it means that they don't have to learn something new, or if it means making themselves feel better at the expense of a random internet stranger learning incorrect information, all day. That's not even a question, right? So yeah, be careful. Be careful what you believe. I say ingest all of it, but just take it at face value and then have your own methods of verifying things, especially very important things. You don't want to lose out regurgitating some bullshit that you heard somewhere and the guy was so convincing that you've just took it to be true and never validated any of that knowledge for yourself. That's about the worst thing you can do. You need to have some form or method where you go and at least do some fact checking. You can't necessarily get to the source on everything, that's not possible. But like if they tell me that, like the country of Haiti, I hear it exists. I see a lot of proof online that it exists. I've never been there. I don't know that it actually exists. I've never seen it with my own eyes. Never experienced it. But I believe that it exists because of all of the evidence, right? So you don't want to be that guy where like, oh, actually, if you've never seen it, like, come on. To some extent, you have to live in the real world, right? But also still have your own methods and do double check things, or just try it. That's the easiest thing. Just try it like we're doing right now. And then if you just make it about the action and learn through doing, you don't have to fuck with any of that stupid stuff. That's the beauty of programming. We can actually see our results to a large degree. And the rest is just, people talking. But yeah, that's what's nice about this domain for sure. Unlike many others where it's all just basically ideas, you're just exchanging ideas, perceptions, politics, things of that nature. All right, so oh, chapter 9 optional. Should we cut it there? I hate to end it. I just got back from taking a dump, but let's power through. We're gonna suffer through. Give me that. As soon as my food gets here, I will get off. But yeah. Let's just keep going. Go on. In Swift, it is illegal to use a variable before you have given it a value. Okay. In Swift, it is illegal to use a variable. Right. So if I do var car, no, I'm kidding. var car string equal, or no, just like that. And then I say car plus equal. I can't do that. So we remember that from like chapter 2 or whatever. Oh, whoops. Go back. Z back here. But if we do this, then we can do that. Right? Oh yeah, okay, it's right there. I was looking at the console, but I didn't print. Yeah, so that we can do, and that's fine. Okay. But sometimes you need to represent the absence of a value or a value that might go away without crashing your app. If you ask someone how many beans are in this jar, you might expect an integer answer and declare an int variable to store it. But if they answer, I don't know, what should you put in your variable? 0? Some other number? If your variable can only store values of type int, what do you do so that you can move on with your program and deal with the lack of an answer later? What do you do so that you can move on with your program and deal with the lack of an answer later? You need a way to declare a variable that might have an int or might be empty or might become empty later after a value has been assigned. Swift has a type called optional to represent the possible absence of a value. You can think of optional as a small container type that can hold either a ready for use instance of another type or nothing at all. Swift has a type called optional to represent the possible absence of a value. You can think of optional as a small container type that can hold either a ready for use instance of another type or nothing at all. Now that is pretty cool. If an instance of type optional excuse me. If an instance of type optional has no value associated with it, we say that its value is nil. Nil. I'd never seen that until I'd seen null, but not nil, until I came across Go. And it took me forever to... It just sounds weird, but now I like it. I think it's cool and hip. This chapter covers how to declare optionals, how to use optional binding to extract the value from an optional that is not nil. This chapter covers how to do that. It's optional chaining to query a sequence of optional values. Oh, Jesus. That sounds complicated. Optional types. Create a new macOS playground and name it You know what? Actually, I'm going to cut it here because, yeah, if this is going to be... I really seriously do want to understand this very well. I've heard... You guys heard me say it earlier, but I've heard much about optionals. I want to make sure... Well, okay, if I'm being honest, the real reason is I want to make sure optionals has its own separate stream so I can just... Because I know that video, this is something I'm going to look back at a lot, so it'd be easier for me if it's not at the tail end of this long ass stream where I went and took a dump for 30 minutes and then, you know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for watching. If you're still there, I hope you've already subscribed, followed, hopefully not wallowed, and we will be back tomorrow with episode 7. Oh, by the way, the business got incorporated today, officially. Nodtech Systems. So we exist on paper, and so we're rolling. We are rolling. We're rolling forward. So episode 7 tomorrow. Tune back in. Come back. Tell your friends. And also, if you just like me, or if you like Halo, or you like video games, you like competition, you like beards, or neon lights, if you like any of those things, do tune in tonight. On X, it'll be the same profile. On YouTube, it's, I think I told you guys earlier, but it's Nico X Gameplays is my YouTube channel. But I'm doing 100 days of Halo ranked. I'm on today's day 27. So we're improving. We're improving. Trying to get it back. We're not nowhere near what we used to be, but we have a good time. All right. So that's 9 to 11 p.m. Central Time. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. I hope you learned something. Take care of yourselves. Kiss your girlfriend.